Cheers, mate. Well, I'm not quite sure what's going on along there. Looks like they're stopping outside McDonald's. Well, welcome back, folks. I just thought it was getting a bit noisy on that bus. What is going on along there? Normally I wouldn't bother looking at that sort of thing, but what is going on? Looks like someone in McDonald's. They're in a hurry for their Big Macs. Big Mackey D's. I don't know. Anyway, nothing to do with me. I'm not going to be that YouTuber that goes down there to go poking his nose in where it doesn't concern him. Right, let's head down to the bus station and we'll get our connecting bus home. If you're ever in Stirling, by the way, there's a nice coffee shop I'm going to recommend to you, and it's just down here on the right hand side. This is, what do they call this little street again? It's just round from Murray Place. I think this might still actually be referred to as Murray Place. Seen the 48 there actually. That reminds me. Monday I've made a decision. We're going to do the C48 both ways and the EH1 return journey that I still have to do. Anyway, the coffee shop that I was going to tell you about is just down here on the right hand side. It used to be called Orthodox Roasters, I think it was, but it's changed hands quite a few times. It used to be an American diner. It's now called White Dove Coffee Roasters, hand roasted in Scotland. Early birds get 20% off any takeaway coffee every day before 10 a.m. I've actually been in there for a coffee, and it was really nice. Not the cheapest, if I'm being completely honest. Honestly. See them just go cycling, flying past you on bikes like that? Seriously. That really annoys me, that. You've got a cycle there. Use it. Or better still, use the road. Honestly. It really bugs me, that. And I'm not bothered if I say that on a live stream or not. Especially when they're not even wearing a helmet, wearing headphones. It must be a bit of a helmet. Anyway, I'm going to stop before I say something that might get me red flagged. So, with that being said, we're doing a few routes next week. And next Thursday, I'm trying to keep that clear actually, because I'm going to be doing 193 from Inverness back to Glasgow on Flixbus. That's been waiting for quite some time. A little bit too long actually, if you ask me. So we'll try and have a look around Inverness bus station as well while we're up there. Or I might even do that separately. And then of course you get her crossing on the Red Man. Dear. Actually, that's another good place to get a coffee over there. It's still on train station. It's called Coffee House. It's not the most expensive. It only costs about £3. I was thinking about getting that bus actually, just from Kersh and seeing what deals they've got. But yeah, I'm giving Morrison's it's still in the white berth for the moment. There's a reason for that, but I'm not going to go into detail. Giving that white berth for a few months. So, I don't know what's going on. There's a lot of police going on in Stirling tonight. Right, let's go. See, there's one thing you've always got to be careful of when you're crossing roads like this. I've always said, even in bigger cities like Glasgow, Edinburgh, probably the same down south as well, is if you're crossing on a green man, you'll always get a cyclist going through a red light. Deliveroo, Just Eat, Uber Eats. are notorious for it. So you've always got to be very careful about that. So anyway, we're not going to talk about cyclists going through red lights. We're going to have a look, see what's at the bus station. Not a great deal from what I can see. If this 25 to 6 bus doesn't turn up, I'll hang around till 6:25 and we'll have a little blather at the bus station. It's a bit noisy around here, so I'll just keep using the microphone so hopefully you can hear me a bit better. That's one of 3 taxi ranks actually in Stirling. Although you don't always see a taxi sitting on that rank. Sometimes if you want a taxi, you're better off going to that rank just round the corner, just before these traffic lights there. Or the big one outside the church, that's your best bet. Anyhow, I think we've got a couple of treats sitting in here. So let's see what we've got bus-wise. Hopefully not a street light on the 52, but knowing my luck it will be. There's a street light in 51 just left, but 51, technically 51 does me, but it goes a long way around via Alba. Takes about 45 minutes for me to get home, but if I get the 52 it only takes about 25 minutes, so SN64CPF, that's the 0451 fleet number. Now is that the one that's got the advert on the back that one of you guys was talking about? No, it's not. It's got an advert for someone on the back here, but I didn't quite make out who. I know there's one of you guys out there mentioned it. I think it might have been Busboy, so if you're watching, mate, I think it might have been yourself that mentioned that. SN15ELC sitting over there, and I'll get a little closer because there's a Gemini behind it, and I think it's one of the First Aberdeen ones. We'll see that in just a minute because we've got SN65CBL on 57, photobombed by SN64CPK on the F16. F16 is another route which I've did that about a year ago actually, so you can find that on the channel. And it was going all the way to West Quarter. West Quarter is just the other side of Falkirk, maybe about 7 miles outside Falkirk, something like that. It's not an area that I know very well, is West Quarter. It's kind of in the middle of nowhere actually, to be honest, because it's down a valley, but it's terminating in Falkirk because after a certain time of the day the F16 service actually does terminate there. And it's coming in this stance, yeah. Thought it might. So ELC there, SN15 ELC is going off in the C11 to Cambusbarden. That I think just does a C11 to Cambusbarden and back, and then heads back to the depot. Not in service, or it might actually just do it one way and then head back to the depot. I'm not quite sure how the timetable on that service works out, because it's a kind of funny route that it operates at weird times, meaning the frequency is quite weird. Anyway, let's have a look and see what we've got over here. SV08 FXS over there, not in service. That one, I'm not sure what that would have been on. That could have been doing a 324 from Dollar into Stirling. That's another route that would do me. But a 324 only operates about 4 journeys a day. But I kind of prefer it to the 52 actually, if I'm being honest, because you've got a better chance of getting a better vehicle. Well, it looks like I'm still going to be in time for the service, which is good. For all I know, it could be that one sitting over there. Would be nice. But knowing my luck, it won't be. We've got an Eclipse Urban coming in on the 38, one of the ex-McGill's Glasgow ones. I'll let you see that in just a moment. I can't go too far down through the stances because there's some people there with young children, and for obvious reasons I'm not going to have them on the stream. The Park and Ride bus just pulling away there, WH17GEO again. Actually, that gives me a thought. We could maybe do a live stream in Glasgow sometime. We've been meaning to do that. Might even do a live stream up in Inverness next Thursday for an hour or so, depending on what time I book the Flex bus back to Glasgow for. I'll need to check times and all that. So hopefully everyone's doing alright. Apologies I didn't really say very much. In fact, I said nothing actually on the Ember coach, just I didn't want to make it obvious as to what I was doing, you know. I don't mind being here doing something like this here because you're actually in an open place. You're not actually on a vehicle. As 138 leaves, another one comes in. That's how it works around here. I'll show you what I mean. That's YX62BMY just leaving 8967, and the Eclipse is just pulling in. And don't get me wrong, it's a handy service at 38, but it's a bit annoying when you see it more frequently than your service, especially if your service isn't going to turn up. Meaning the 52. Now that's a route I was thinking about doing sometime, but I don't know, it's not top of my priority list. The 66 to Denny, which only runs between Stirling and Denny. That's SN13COU over there. That bus has been on that route virtually every day for about the past, well maybe not every day, but most days throughout the past 2-3 weeks. Maybe even a little longer than that. So yeah, as I said, I probably will be doing a live stream over on Gamer Reader tonight, but I don't know if I'll be leaving as early as I said it would be for going down to Ayr tomorrow. Might leave it a little later. YX65OHH there. Yeah, I suppose maybe getting an early start might not be such a bad idea actually, because if the coaches are going to be as busy down to Ayr as I think they're going to be, might not be a bad idea. Or I might end up taking a 4. Well, maybe not. No, I'm maybe not going to take a 4 all the way down to Ayr. That's a long way, and that Gemini is on the 52. So, I tell you what, hang on 2 seconds, folks. I'm going to go and get that. Jack's just said, "Hi Alba, I'm back. What bus did you get to Stirling bus station?" YX12 DHL, mate. It'll be available to watch once I finish doing this live stream, which won't be too long, because I haven't got a lot of battery. But yeah, that's my transport home. In fact, I tell you what, we'll finish the stream just now and we'll do a recorded one and I'll upload it later. Okay, folks?